Good morning, guys. It's Rick on XLeads, and today we're talking about AI scores. And I want to kind of go over the overview of it, show you how to pull these lists, and show you how you should change on pulling your traditional, shall we say, wholesale list. So, my name is Rick, and I've been wholesaling for 24 years. I own XLeads with my son Zachary. You guys know, and today I just want to walk you through the whole thing. So, do me a favor. First of all, let us know which market you're in. Give us a shout out. And for God's sakes, make a wholesaling friend on here. This is a great place to connect with people, to learn all about wholesaling. So today we talk about XLeads, and XLeads main, in my opinion, XLeads main function, like, is to connect you with motivated sellers. And there's several ways that we do it. Number one, just simply pulling on a list. What's up, guys? It's 76 degrees here in sunny South Florida. I know some of you guys are freezing your butt off. So give me a temperature check out. Number one is to provide data to pull list. Marketing is number one. And by the way, before XLeads came along, you had to use completely separate vendors for everything I'm going to share with you. So most important, as I said, marketing is always number one in wholesaling, and XLeads does not fall short on that. And even with your basic accounts, if you're brand new to XLeads, welcome. You get 25,000 leads a month. Now, most of you aren't going to utilize all those in the beginning, but by month 2 and 3, you have to find a way to push that volume to make it work. Today's point on this is we're going to tie in marketing, and we're going to tell you how to ultra niche these lists to give you the absolute best result. So, my God, look at some of these temperatures, man. I got to put this up there because this scares me. I mean, minus 2 degrees, 10 degrees. I mean, it's even 50 in Vegas. What's up, Mark? It's just, I don't know, man. We're getting some cold on Tuesday, so I might get in the 40s here. I got 27. I got 2. God bless you guys. I tell you, once it gets like below 55, my blood just thins out, man. It's like a floor. So I do have flip-flops on it. I do have the boat gassed up and ready. I'm going to squeeze it in before it hits the 40s here. So guys, so 11, my God, in the Bronx. That's crazy. So guys, stay warm. It's a great day to go over training. And if you're looking for more advice on XLeads, I'm going to share with you the AI score today, but we broke it down in categories. Number one, if you go to your XLeads accounts, there's an entire tutorial. Number two, Monday through Friday, we do an onboarding every day. We do A2P, and then you can request to get a Zoom to set up your A2P or any of the technical stuff, especially in Go High Level. So number two, if you are brand new here and you're trying to figure out how does wholesaling work, I'll give you the play here. It's freewholesaling.com. Just go over there, and we'll show you A to Z, not only how to get your first deal, how to get your first $100,000. No secret, guys. It's going to be through marketing, which we're going today. But go over there. That'll get you started. There's no cost to it. And if you're sizing up someone else's course, I strongly suggest you go to our course first and compare it. And you're going to find $10,000 courses are not even close to what we offer. There's over 34 years experience in our course, and we are active wholesalers as we speak. So it doesn't matter how you got to this channel or how you got the XLeads. We welcome you here. So what I want to do is go ahead and share my screen. Number two, if you have a question, put it in the comments. We'll do the best as I can scroll through them and answer them. Man, minus 2 degrees. That's crazy. What's it in PA? Somebody put up there, because I had a buddy, one of my partners, reach out in PA, and it was not a good number. Let's just say, I believe it was below 0. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and share the screen. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pop my screen up. Now, my screen's going to be a little bit. So, by the way, guys, we just gave an update how you can go. Some people like the new UI user interface in dark mode. You can do white mode. We've put an update if you want to switch. I know there's some technical difficulties Guys, do not obsess by the background of the color of your screen because it ain't going to find any more motivated sellers for you. 10 in Philly. Ouch. 27 in Reno. My God. Man, stay warm, guys. So if you notice on this, obviously my account, I have the master account, and I do unlimited. And when it comes to AI, here's how it works, guys. And I'll share it with you at the end, I promise. We'll show you how to pick your territories. And so you can do it by zip, you can do it by county, you can do it by state, and you can do it nationwide. And me and Zach are offering right now, I believe we were going to cut it off within 30 days. So like within 3 more weeks or 2 weeks, I believe. I think it was, let's just say by the end of February, we got our data provider to give us a smoking deal on data. Now, I already showed you guys, a lot of you, if you use other services, just to do one county, it can cost you up to 20 grand in data. We offer an entire state, I believe, for $1,000 and the entire nation for $2,000. Now, in the beginning, guys, we don't make money on that. That's the pure cost of the data. We're giving it over to you. Nobody else offers unlimited. My suggestion is utilize the zips you currently have, and I will show you on our XLeads page what you get with them. And here's a little secret. If you go from monthly to annual, you get a huge upgrade. You get more territories. And the bigger your plan on them, we only have 3 plans. We got the basic, we have the pro, and we have the X plan. The X plan, I believe, I'm going to pull it up. You get the entire county. But guys, we're only going to offer this for so long because once we work out all the bugs and everything we're doing with that, then they're going to double because I'm doing them at cost, and I can only do that so long. And by the way, cost means I'm losing money. So no. And the cost is a one-time charge. So make sure you're committed to XLeads. If you're going to come in and out, please don't do it because it's not refundable. I cannot refund it because it's data. So the good thing is about it, if you're serious about XLeads, you're serious about wholesaling, and you want the most advanced platform from start to finish, we're giving you the opportunity where you can do it. Why I say this, guys, is because AI is what's happening now, and all through 2026, almost every list will be pulled through AI data. What does that mean? Hold on real quick. Let me pull this off. I'm giving you a precursor. AI gives you a more predictable pattern. So in the old days, I wait till somebody gets on the foreclosure list. Okay, they file a court record. That tickles basically a lead because it hits my government list. And then I reach out to them. Here's where AI is going, guys. Remember, I always told you the earlier you can catch them in foreclosure, that's why we call it pre-foreclosure, the better your odds. So if you're catching them here, imagine if you could catch them way out here. How do you do that? Well, there's patterns. And the beautiful thing about data is AI can crunch those numbers much faster than you and I can. And they look at series events. They look at change of address. They look at death certificates, obviously. They'll look at any type of deed change. They'll look at any default on a credit card. Are you behind on your car loan? They can basically build a profile through algorithms. I can't even say it right. And there becomes a pattern. And when someone starts to get behind on their bills, they get behind on their car and they go in default on their credit card, that's usually a precursor to somebody going into foreclosure. Do you understand what I'm saying? For the first time, you're going to reach out to people before they even hit the list. It's coming, guys, and it's here. So if you have a question, just go ahead. 9 degrees, man. Oh my God. Okay, let's jump on. So the idea with AI is to forecast leads before they actually happen and get on a government list. That would give you a ridiculous competitive advantage. Now, here's the really cool part. The data gets better and better as you go along with it. So we are compiling all this. That's why we're offering the discounted rate. Guys, it's not a requirement, but if you're a little bit more advanced of a wholesaler and you want to take advantage of AI list, there's nothing better than this because it's like taking list stacking. I mean, it's list stacking AI. It's all in one shot. And so we still use the traditional filters. We just use AI to sort them out. So I want to share it with you guys. Um, hold on. I'm just highlighting a few questions here. Okay. Let me mark that. Okay. So let me do this. Let's just walk through the screen. I'll show you what we're talking about. So um, you always have the option to pick your territories, and I'll show you where it's going to be in your account. Obviously, I can't show it on mine because I get the I use for my business the full tools, and my own company charges for me. It's crazy. Okay, let me jump in there and make sure I got the right one. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is just go over to my I'm in my leads tab. So I'm in the white mode. If you guys are asking, you can switch it up. Please, some of you guys obsess about like what your background should look like. I don't care. It's the same thing. It's just a color in the back on it. So um, let's do where do you guys want to look? Somebody give me a city. I'm not going to keep pulling up all my cities. I'll wait in the comments, whoever puts it up. Let's go with it. Let's do this. Who wants to do a search in their city? Your markets, whatever it is. So it guys, it's up to you what territories you pick. What I would do is get familiar with it first. Omaha. We gotta be a little more specific. I got Atlanta. Okay, let's do Atlanta. Let's go. Okay, I got it. I got it. Put up some other ones and we'll work on the next one. We'll do Norfolk after that. Okay, stop putting them in there. Okay, let's do this. I already said Atlanta, right? Okay. Atlanta, big city, guys, big city. So let's say Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'm going to go over to the filters tab. And so here's a couple ways you could do this. You can click this and it will dump you into that filter section, or you can just scroll down like this. So you see how I scroll, but if I'm talking about the first one, what I love about XLeads is I can look at like leads count. So they're actually pretty huge in Atlanta. It's a big city. So let's go down and niche a list. And some very interesting data. I mean, every one of them is full. So you can tell. Look at this delinquent activity. So here's what I would do. I like tax delinquency, 27119. And why don't we stack it and say, let's take the tax delinquents that are vacant. We're down to 1623. And I'm just showing you, keep in mind, I have the X plan on it. Some of you are somewhat limited on it, but you can just go with your delinquency. I'm going to exclude active listings. Now, that's not the like end of the world, but that gets me down to 1530. Now, here's what I want to do. That's how we normally, so those are our quick filters. And by the way, you can go on here, you can set valuations. Like I don't want anything over, say, 350,000. See what happens with that. Down to 1125. Let's do this. Let's do 300. Okay, so now we're down to 954. And by the way, guys, I always recommend you set a valuation limit because in my opinion, any price that goes over the average median, they're much more difficult to wholesale. It's a fact. It doesn't mean I don't do them, but if you're going to play the numbers and you got to niche out a list, this is about getting a really tight list and a fast lead. I can do bigger deals, but in the beginning, a lot of you guys taking on $1 million house is not, you're probably not going to have a great conversation with it. They're going to want a proof of funds. They're going to want a ginormous deposit. So let's just do it there. So I'm at 954. So what I want to do is how can I use AI to really do this? Now we're not talking about SkyDrive today. That's a whole nother filter. That's really exciting that you can combine this. And you see by taking all these different technologies, we can have all this input and get the most niched out list. And so what I want to do is I want to do an AI score. So I'm going to set a minimum. So it goes from 0 to 1,000. So I'm never going to worry about the max. So the bare minimum would be 700. And this just usually shows signs of duress. So when I put that in there, I'm going to go down the right and see like what my results came down. And it came down to 27. Now, maybe I want to get a little bit tighter. Seeing if I do 800, I know my requirements are going higher and higher. And what if we do 850? That's a little high. So we get down to 1. Let's go back to 800. So now I'm at 27. And guys, like you can do the amount of time they've lived in the property. We can filter it on, you can get into it. This is all, you can do just individual. Let's do it, changes down to 4. I'm just going to kind of leave it open for now, just to show you how this works. And guys, I come in here like the think tank for hours and hours. And it's unbelievable all the stuff that you can sort on it. So, but let's do the basics. So we have a result of 27. Now, I want you to look here. We have the retail value, same thing as ARV. You got the rental. It gives you an idea if it's a target landlord type of property. When you have a high rental score, it's telling you right off the bat, you're most likely going to have to sell it based on cash flow or a landlord owned. Because some houses are just rentals, and then you get a wholesale score. Now, you can sort this data based on, like the numbers. So it's going to start from lowest to highest. I'm just going to leave it because not a lot of leads. But do you see I have all these leads in here? Let's go to the, so look at this one. AI is going to go in and put in the tags, absentee owner, flipped, pre-foreclosure, more. So that's showing a negative equity position, 100% equity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here and I can save all these results. And I'm just going to go in there and skip trace them. And guys, if I go back, let's go back to the filters. So I can come in here and select each one of them. Let's just pull up one. Hold on. I got to take it off the screen because if I show a phone number, I get in big trouble. They remove the live stream. Hold on. Let me do this. Why? Where is it? Okay. Select all. Okay. Let me pull that one property up and show you. A lot of negative equity ones on here too. So I didn't set the equity filters on it. But the reason why I want to do this, guys, is this is 27 people I can call. So let me put this back on the screen here. I can show this. So if I go in, here's a property I pulled up. It's vacant. It's in tax delinquency. And here's the best part is I can launch I don't want to get in the whole property scan, but like right off the bat, before I'm even scanning it. So the Intel preview on this one, keep in mind, I have nationwide. From a 0 to 100, it has a 72% probability that this house needs a lot of help. And it even goes along with some of the pictures. So it was listed at some point, somebody tried to flip it. Something isn't working out on this property. And the bottom line, guys, is you have 27. You can simply click them all, basically do the skip trace, get all the information. If you want to do a scan on it, you can do that. I don't want to get in that whole thing, but I'm just going to run it while I'm in here. This is a different one I clicked on. There's this one's a little bit higher. But guys, where did I put it? Oh, I just keep thumbing through the properties here. It just shows you the different ones you can go on it. But the idea, guys, let me take this off because it's got the wrong thing on there, is I'm going to take whatever list I have. So here's my challenge to what you're doing. Pull your traditional list. I don't care if it's high equity. I don't care if it's vacant. I don't even care if it's expired listings. And then I want you to go in and simply I'll show you here. Let's get out of this page. You go back to this, and then if I go just under filters, if you go under the sellability scores, it's pretty cool what you can do. So let's do this. Let's do, I told you I do Norfolk. Let's pick that market and let's clear all, and then we'll start all over again here. Okay, so let's get rid of Atlanta, and I'll just show you. Take whatever traditional list you do and just stick them in the sellability feature. Now, here's the cool is everybody has at least one zip code. Everybody hear me before you say, Rick, I don't have the zip code. Let me go back to filters. When you go under your sellability score, you should have a window that will ask you, you can verify your territories, your AI territories. As I said, once again, I'll go through it. If you do the monthly plan, you get at least one territory. The pro plan, you get a lot more. The X plan, I believe we're up to giving you an entire county. Now, if you do the annual plan, we give you slightly more. Why? Because it's more of a commitment and we find those people are much more successful. So we want to reward it for you. Now, as I said, don't freak out when you see the offering of the state. I believe the state and the nationwide, it is not a profit center for me and Zach. Every other company wants 10 or 20 grand a month from you just to do one county. We're offering it for the entire nation. Why? Because we have to get as much data and much testing as humanly possible. So it's a one-time charge when you do it. Make sure you're committed. Make sure you subscribe to what me and Zach do, and make sure you're an XLeads user. And to me, I can't stand we have to do a minimum charge just to keep the data up. But I can't wrap that one up. But it's not monthly. It's pretty cool. And I promise you that price is going to go away because I think I had 40 days total on it. So me and Zach are just passing the savings on to you. I could easily charge 10 grand for it, but I'm not going to do it. I believe all future list pulling is going through AI. So North Fork, Virginia, let's go ahead. So now you guys can do it manually. You can go through on these. The valuations, let's lower it a little bit for Norfolk because it's let's do 250. I don't even know what the average median price is. You can put it in there. And then let's do so this is a much smaller list. So once again, we'll do tax delinquent. I'm not going to put vacancy on it. And then I'm going to go down to AI score. And on this one, I'm going to put, remember, 700 is what I like. I just don't go below 700 if I'm going to use AI. And that instantly puts me down to 83 properties. If I go to 800, let's see what it cuts it down to. 46 properties. Now, if you want to go down and do some other stuff, maybe you want to go down and just, you can do individual and a trust. And that puts me down to 40. Why? You just get a faster deal with those types of people. The whole point is to show you how to find these types of sellers. And we're just using AI when we do it. Now think about this, guys. If I had a list of 10,000, so this is down to 40. Let me pull this up for you. And you guys can see it. If I'm down to 40, how easy is it to go through and make 40 phone calls versus 4,000 phone calls? The whole point of AI is to narrow the scope and make you a much tighter niche. We are going into a market where we just can't throw everything up on the wall. In my opinion, the data dumping, which means I go out and get 50,000 phone numbers, I put them, I cold call them, I hire someone to do it. It's much more challenging with all these filters on the phone, especially as you guys know, the iOS update. It's like very few of my spam calls get through. You have to make sure you're registered. You have your A2P. You got to make sure you follow the registration now for your phone. And Zach shared with you tips on how to kind of beat the system. How long that's going to last, I don't know. And what fears me the most, guys, is this screening. So I did the iOS update during the middle of the week, and almost every day it's popping up my screen. Do you want to go ahead and screen callers? Now, if I wasn't in this business, I would probably go ahead and take that option. And what happens is they have to call you and they have to give their name and their reasons for calling you. If you're cold calling, you know you are dead on that. So once again, we go through here, guys. We do 3 different types of scoring. You know, what's the real value of the property and it's in good shape. The probability of a rental. It just tells you off the bat if it's an income producing property with an absentee owner, that's going to indicate it's rental and if it has a long status for this. And then wholesale just indicates this is a property that's probably needs somebody's love. Like right here, we got one at 903. Let me pull this up. 100% equity. I have a score of 903 and I can run through it. I would take all 40 of these and I just rip through a phone call. And so I don't need a cold caller. I don't need a specialized dialer. I can just go through. And by the way, imagine if you had this nation or really just county wise, you could go through and rip. And so the first thing is I want you to take your zip codes and rip through them. So this one has a score of 72 without even getting into the entire sweep of this. Absolutely insane. Why? This is a lot better than calling someone with a 10% probability. Now, it's not going to close anyone for you, and it's just going to give you probabilities. But let's go back to, let me go back to the filter. Click out here. So if I go back to filters, Norfolk's not that big, so it's fine based on that. Let me take that off of there and see which is the biggest. Oh, it's because I put in a bunch of extra filters. So it's a smaller market. So Norfolk, you could probably do like that entire county area in there, but like you can just pick apart any list in any part of the country. And you can set the filters whatever you want. I want you guys to go over to sellability score. The wholesale score is the one, and you go, hey, what does this mean? If you put on there, it just identifies there's some sort of challenge with the property. As you know, for us to get the deals we want, let me switch over here. I get tired of being the little guy on the screen. We're going to have to find problems because it's the only way we can help people out and give them a solution. So, Ron, he says, hey, how do I go from the basic to the explain? Just put in a ticket and just put in the ticket in the AI. And I promise you someone will reach out to you Monday and help you out with that. So, and guys, the last thing I want to do is people to come in to XLeads, buy it for a month or two and leave. It doesn't help us out. It doesn't help you out. And you get tired of the revolving door. That's why we try to make it all in one. Keep in mind, guys, you can do all your marketing in there. You can do your skip tracing. You can do your emailing. And then you can do your comps. You can do your dispo on the Pro and the X plan. And then keep in mind, you have your entire CRM built in there with AI automations. Guys, 70% of these deals are going to be in the follow-up. So if I go through, say I took a list of 40, and then we took a list of, I don't know, it was like 27. You can see how I can go around the entire country and just pick off lists. And the thing is, I'm looking for lists with challenges. And by the way, if we go back in here, somebody give me another city, and we'll let's just go through and dig some new ways to do the AI. I didn't know VA doesn't have a lot of counties, so I don't know if it would be better to do it state or whatever on that. So let's do Omaha. Nicholas was going to, what's up, Nick? How you doing? Okay, let's do. Nick's always on Omaha. Okay, let me jump over here. So let's go back. Let's clear everything. So my favorite part of XLeads is always going to be the marketing, guys, because without marketing, honestly, all this stuff's a waste, in my opinion. So listen, there's a lot of great softwares out there. The difference with XLeads is you get everything in one to where you can operate your business. So let's do we'll do a little bit more creative here. Omaha. Nebraska. Okay, let's go in the filters. So what I love to do is I can drop in any market in the entire country, and I can at least get this data. I can figure out like what I'm dealing with. So let's do something crazy here. You got a pretty good size market. Let's take all absentee owners and let's go to valuations first. So now I'm going to micromanage this one a little bit. Let's just do single family. Let's get rid of condos. And let's do this. Let's do an average valuation of 220. A max. Let's see what happens to those numbers. Drops it down to 20,000. Let's go 200,000. Nick, you can give me the average median price. I have no idea. It's still a big number. Let's do 150. Okay, 11,415. And then we're going to do ownership type. Do you guys see how I do this? I like trust an individual always. I never want financial or government. You can put in business if you want. I'm just showing you how to niche out a list. And then also what I like to do is I'm going to go find properties. So see how I'm like, sometimes I get lost here with my ADHD. I can go and click ownership here. And then I'm going to do length of ownership. And why it has a negative. Let's do, so watch this. This is a really cool feature. And this is where you got to become a list ninja. Do you see the number in the lower right-hand corner? Whenever I lower it, it changes. It should go down. So 3 years, 2874, 2714. I'm going to do 5 years just to show you an example. Now, the max, I usually put like 30 or 35. Doesn't change much there. Guys, you can look for owners' names. Like, that's crazy what you could do in XLeads. The equity, a lot of times I will set the loan to value. Not that one. I'm going to just say 50%. And it doesn't cut it down much. Let's do 55. Why do I do that? Because it allows me, if they can't give a discount because they owe too much, what is the point of it? Now, so we got lead type, sellability, valuations, listings. I can go under listings and let's see here. No, I'm not worried about that. Days on market. And we did valuations. Guys, I don't care about features because I'm not living in the house. Here's all your ownership information. So the last thing is now I'm down to 2258. So once you guys compile your list, this is then when you can go in and start using the different forms of AI. So in XLeads, we have 3 distinctive forms of AI. And then I promise I'm going to answer all the questions. You have 3 distinctive forms of AI. Number 1, on the marketing side. There's 2 specific ones. Number 1 is the sellability scores. And there's 2 ways to do it. We look at the sellability score of the property likely of selling in 90 days with some sort of financial distress. That is on the person, the seller. Number 2 is the property score index. And the PSI on that indicates if the property is showing signs of distress. That is the SkyDrive, just like you would do like a driving for dollars, but you do it virtually and it does real-time photos. So if I have a sellability score and I have a property score, that's how we do a combined indexed and we do it. So the last one, AI, is we use in Go High Level for automations and follow-up, which we're not going over today. I'm specifically going over with you how to use the marketing with the AI. Okay, I'm highlighting questions as you go here. Okay, so let's go back in this and let's do this. Let me go back in here. So if I'm just looking from a wholesale score, Now, if I was targeting a rental property in the neighborhood, I would raise up the score. So if 500 is the base, I would start at 700. So maybe I'm reverse engineering looking for a rental property for one of my sellers. And if I do that, that gives me 146 leads right off the bat. Why do I do that? It just shows these are going to be in high rental situations, absentee owner and stuff like that. And you see how as I raise that, it goes up to, it keeps going down 148. And it just shows how often the property changes hands, what's going on with it, absentee owner. But I don't care about this one. So on this one, I'm going to take that list. Let me update it. I'm at 2268. I'm going to go over to this and we set a baseline score of 700 and see what happens to our list. Cuts this down to 129. I go to 800. I'm at 106. And let's say if we go to 850, what's that put us at? 5. A little tight. So I'd go back to probably 800. I think that gives us about 100 leads. And guys, I'm just going to go in there and so you can select the whole thing type of deal. I didn't clear my other list. I put it in there. And then basically you can click them all. You can download it and you can put the whole thing. You can skip trace it, however you want to do it. It's super easy. I don't want to put phone numbers up here because they shut these live streams down and it's ridiculous. Also, guys, if you come over here, is you can actually get a bird's eye view of critical data, days on market. This is great if you're assessing a market. But like once I have these, once again, I'm going to go through and if you look, let's pull up this one here. So if I look on this one, so I haven't run. So the sellability score on this is 813, which is good. Potentially inherited, free and clear cash buyer. Now, we talked about this is the property score. Everybody understand that? 813. This is the probability that the seller would be more probable to sell at a discount. Why? Because they've owned it a long time, absentee owner, free and clear. It's predicting data before it does. So if I want to add another one, which is this is our beta SkyDrive, I go into there and I can do another scan. So the first layer is I'm going to do the wholesale score. The next one is I do an AI drive. And this gives us 69, which anything, in my opinion, over like a 55 is a suspect list that you can put it on. It gives you a quick tap. Now, guys, please don't get so deep in the data you try to overanalyze it. Honestly, most of the time you call them and just see if there's interest. And then you can look deeper into the data. And you could have a conversation while you're in front of your XLeads account. People are like, why don't you make it on a mobile phone? Try to go through all this on a mobile phone. It's not that easy. Maybe an iPad, but I'm just saying the amount of data crunch and everything we do, it requires a real computer. Like, and I know these phones are like really, really good. And if you want to chat and go deeper in the AI, but like guys, you can sit there and scrape whatever list. Like, let's take one more market. Let me pull up who else I had on here. And like, I tell you, if you used Houston, my God, you have to use AI. I don't know even how you get into that. Somebody asked, how can we download the comps in the county? You have to have a comp on a specific property. That's how all comping software works. And you can go out in the radius and you can look at the whole thing. But once again, when I said on this is if you look at this. So guys, you're going to have a score from retail. You'll have a rental score and then you'll have the wholesale. And let me pull this up again. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Where'd I put it? Oh, okay. Let's do San Antonio. Why not? San Antonio. I've only been there once. Pretty cool city. Recently, too. A lot of investors in San Antonio, I found out. Oh, I got all these filters. I got to clear them out. Okay, so let's go back. Here's the cool part. And I'm just showing you some of the more advanced features. Oh my gosh, that's very interesting. Let's go back here. So San Antonio, let's see how big that market is. Look in the filters. So you can do active investor owned, or look at this one. I mean, here's a huge list, free and clear. And so forget that. Most of you guys traditionally do like a high equity list. So if I click on a high equity list, I mean, let's face it, guys, even if you have an entire team of cold callers, 228,000, it's excessive. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I just wanted to say I put no other filters on this, which let's just get rid of condos. 224,000. So if I go under sellability scores and say I'm just coming into San Antonio, I want to grab the lowest hanging fruit as fast as possible. What if I put everything at a 900? Still a big list. Let's see what happens. It puts it down to 1. That's a little extreme. Let's do 800. I got something stuck in this filter wrong. Let's see. How can I go from 224,000? So let's say 500. 14,000. So it's a wild cutoff curve after that. 550. And remember, this is just probabilities, guys. So something happens with your market after, but you got to understand, I want to show you why I'm doing this example. So Rick, why is it when I go to like 700, my results only say 290? Your AI doesn't work. Oh, no, 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 no. Here's the problem, guys. Go back to the original list. We picked high equity. Think about it. Guys, I want you to wrap your brain around this for a second. If you pick a high equity list, you have to think like AI. AI is smarter than us. It does exactly. So it went to a very large volume and it's trying to predict people that will sell at a wholesale level. So why would a high equity be such a low percentage? It's simple. High equity means they have very little debt on it. They are not under duress to sell these properties. So if I go search a high equity list, I can take 225,000 leads and filter it down to 50. And I got the niche. Why? Because I don't have time to go through all these other calls. There's no guarantee with it. I'm just telling you, it plays the probability game. So if I search a high equity list and I run it through AI, it's going to listen, these people aren't showing signs that they're under duress and they want to sell, and hence the score. Now, if we switch over, let me show you. If we switch over and we do, where is it? Oh, say I get out of this one. Let me clear all my leads. I'm still in San Antonio. And so say I find, well, we can do pre-foreclosure. Let's click that. And then what if we just go over to the sellability score and people in pre-foreclosure? Do you see it and see how it gives you statistical probabilities of like where they wind up doing? Let's just start with our base score of 700 and see if we come up with better numbers. Obviously we do, because people in pre-foreclosure, what? They need help. They're under duress. Let's do 800. Not quite there. But do you notice this was a very small list, and I got more leads through AI off the pre-foreclosure list than a 224,000 high equity list. Now, you have to determine how you're going to sort this data. Here's the really cool part, guys, is all this data, just so you know, it's all market sensitive. What happens in my market is going to be different in yours. So if you're going to do this If you're going to go from like your local markets and then say, so start with your existing zip. I love zip codes because it lets you get granular in your market. But say when you run out of leads, then you can go to county. You're doing a bunch of deals there. Then you can consider state. Maybe you have some partners. I promise you, once you go past state, you better be really good at JVs because your goal is to pick the lowest hanging fruit hanging around the country. But the question is when you get under contract, you have to sell it usually within less than 30 days. And if you don't have a robust JV system, it's going to be problematic. So, guys, if you want to know how to purchase your territories, let me pull it up one more time. I can't, it's not on my screen because it's obviously I have the full package. And I had to pay for it, by the way. You're just going to go into your sellability score and you're going to unlock your territories. You can do it in there. If you have any questions, just put in a help ticket and we'll help you out. I don't want anybody. I had someone call us the other day. He bought XLeads in a frantic. And then on a live, like on a onboarding call, he's sitting there just screaming at us and I need a refund instantly. He wouldn't even give the software 2 hours. If you're a 2 hour type of person, don't even bother buying it. Let me show you this real quick, and then we're going to answer a bunch of questions, I promise. So someone's asking about, is it time for my renewal? But I tell you what, if you're having problem with the price renewal, just put in a ticket. Dude, it's black and white. It looks the day you signed up and the day you paid. If there's any break, that plan is not going to be honored because that's how it works. So just do me a favor, put in a ticket and we'll look at it. I've never not honored someone's program. So I'm going to go look at the data when your account was open, the rate you signed up, and if there's any break, you do not get that future rate. So if you sign up at the annual, it's pretty straightforward. So we like to take care of our people who do the annual. So put in a ticket. I promise you, we'll take a look at it. Listen, if you're on annual, we want to do everything we possibly to keep you on. On monthly, I get it. You're on a budget. I did it too. And do it until you get some money put away. And so just make sure you're putting your email with your account, and I promise you, we'll take a look at it. So let me pull this up. Let's see here. Stop screen, share screen. Where is it? Oh, wrong one. There we go. Okay. Let me put this up there, just kind of remind you how this works. So if you see the monthly, if you switch to annual, it gives you a 20% savings. Now, if you go through this, this is going to give you the difference, and I want you to understand that. So if you do the monthly, you get one AI zip code. So this talks about sellability scores and doing the SkyDrive. And by the way, guys, even on the basic plan on monthly, you still get the AI in our Go High Level account, which allows you basically our ninja mode that helps you with just ridiculous amount of follow-ups. And a lot of you guys are paying separate, just $100 a month for that with other companies. I strongly tell you to reconsider it. So once again, with the basic, you get the probate list, you get all the comping, you get the AI zip, 25,000 leads. No one gives you more leads than us. Unlimited skip trace, e-signing. If you have an e-sign, we can basically set you up where you have the e-sign set up with it. That's included. You get the Ninja Mode dialer. You get the email blaster. You get it for a penny. You get the CRM, weekly support, onboard, daily Zooms. I mean, I can go on and on in here. So, but here's what we also did. We put on what's not included so you can instantly calculate like what it is and what you aren't. Now, what I want you to understand this is if I go in here and then I click. So real quick before I do that, if you go over to the pro, you can do the comparison. You guys can do this on your own, XLeads.com. You get the e-sign, you get everything with that. This one, you get 40,000 leads. You get the Dispo email. Not included is AI ranked buyers, the Dispo tab, and the mastermind. And then if you go over here on this side, this is where it's really cool. So you get 3 AI zips with this, and on this one you get 5. You get us all this other stuff. I'm not going to go over. I'm not here to sell you guys. If it's a good fit for you, great. I've been wholesaling 24 years. I don't know how people even deal without this stuff. And if I click over here and I do annual, watch this. Let's see. When I do annual, instead of getting 1 AI zip, with the basic, you get 3. If you decide to do the annual with the pro, you get 5 AI zips. And here's the cool part. If you do the X plan, you get an entire county. And as I said, there are softwares out there right now that will charge you up to $20,000 just for AI data for 1 county. If you do the X plan, the whole thing's included. You get a bunch of other like great stuff with it. You get the full Dispo platform. Just way too much for me to go over this entire thing. But I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not here to break anyone. If you can't afford it, just pull government list, get a free CRM until you get some money set in there. I'm telling you, if you guys do that upgraded feature, it's a no-brainer. And guys, by the way, when we introduced XLeads, when we first did it, we did a crazy blowout. There is a big population still holding on to that. And that's why we reward you, because every other software, when they raise prices, it's like Netflix. Everybody gets hit. Me and Zach have been doing the grandfather clause for a long time. I probably after this year, if you're outside of it, I don't know how much longer we can give that protection at the prices we're currently at now. Cause I know we're 30% cheaper than any competition. And by the way, the competition, there's no comparison what you get with XLeads. So we're constantly making it better. We're getting ready to release an update here, hopefully in the next 30 days, of some additional marketing features, which you're really, really going to like it. So the main thing, guys, is you got to be patient with it. And people are in such a rush. Oh my God, I got to get this to work. It takes anything worth quality. It takes time, guys. Like anything you really want in life, you're going to have to take time to learn it. So XLeads was never meant to come in 1 month, get what you need and get out. Honestly, it doesn't help us. It doesn't help you. That's why we constantly promote the annual plan, because the longer I can keep you engaged in marketing, the better off you're going to win in wholesaling. And by the way, when I tell you, hey, we have to comp, oh yeah, here's how you do it in XLeads. Oh, by the way, here's how you do an email blast. Here's how we do it in XLeads. Oh, by the way, here's how we do the A2P. We'll help you do that. Here's how we do the SMS campaign. Here's how we use the dialer. Oh, you need to send a contract? We already have the contract in there. You learn these. But every one of them you got to learn. And you're talking to a guy with ADHD. It's painful. So I have to learn. I just try to focus on 1 or 2 tasks when I'm in there, especially when I'm in the learning mode. And honestly, I take like Sundays and I do a lot of experimentation around with my list. And I love going into your markets and like playing around. That's why I try to do it. Like I could do my market all day. I know it so well. Like I get kind of lazy with it. And so I'm doing a lot of deals across the entire country. So I love learning about Norfolk, San Antonio, Omaha, all these great places, because it really blows me. And I got to look at other markets than the ones I'm used to. And once you get comfortable, you're in trouble. So let's go ahead and answer some questions. Let's see this here. Free and clear means they can get a HELOC if they have income to repay the loan. Of course, sometimes a cash buyer will get all their equity using a HELOC and try to sell for a high price. So free and clear means they don't have any recordings against the property of a recorded mortgage. So technically, when you get a HELOC, here's how: if you get $100,000 line of credit on HELOC, they will actually record a debt against your property for $100,000. Once it's paid off and free and clear, and you don't want the HELOC anymore, you can get a release. But as long as that HELOC open, they actually do a recording against it. Full disclosure, not all softwares, most free and clear do not give the HELOC reporting. It's a different level of like type of recording, but free and clear for the most part is going to indicate that somebody has no open mortgage on the property. I don't believe it. I understand HELOCs, they actually put a lien on your property, but it's an open-ended lien. So here's a good question. Wait. Uh, So Capone, you got to tell us what the exact issue is. So the best thing you guys can do if you have a Mac or any type of screen recording is go through what you're doing, record it, because sometimes it's like a Safari Chrome thing. And unfortunately, computers, I've learned the hard way, it's not always the developers and the softwares because everything has to talk together. So I'm not saying you're not having a problem, but if you can record the event and show it to them, it is much easier to figure out. And what I would do is I would schedule through our AI, I would schedule a 15-minute Zoom after you share that video, then they can try to recreate it and see if it happens again. Because by the way, if you give them permission, the tech can actually go in your account and try to replicate the exact problem. So I don't know if it's a Chrome thing, a Safari thing. It could be an XLeads thing. I have no idea. Or sometimes just user error. Trust me, I'm the worst with it sometimes. Um, so it's a great question. You do have the ability to change your zip code once a month. You have to request it and you have to be patient about it. But if you're on a budget and you're just doing one, why not? So when I started out wholesaling, I predominantly focused on like around 5 zip codes. That's where I got most of my deals. So I would research where you're getting the most traction, where you're getting your callbacks, and then I would focus on getting those zip codes. And I would play around with it before you go out and do a county, statewide, or nationwide, because number one, I want you to be happy. Number two, I want to make sure you're going to use it. I will tell you this right now. Anyone who is deciding AI it's just a fad, you are sadly mistaken. It is being used on you in every way, shape, and form in society. Why do you think wholesaling is going to be any different? It's never going to be different. And I'm telling you, I see the stuff coming down the pipeline, and me and Zach are going to share it all with you. AI is going to be predominantly how you pull every list. Why? Because you have an army of data trying to find you the best odds. And if I decide to say I decided to just do statewide, I can now go find the most motivated sellers that need to sell without scraping a 300,000 high equity list or a pre foreclosure list that gets just crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Uh, I'm just reading as fast as you guys type. Oh, I don't know, dude. Mark, I gotta tell you, after that Patty beating, last his last fight, that boy, I've never seen somebody manhandled so bad. So, I'd like to see Patty win. You know, how tough is Justin? He's a tough dude. It'll be a good fight. I'm just still blown away by that last fight that Patty just got destroyed. I just can't get that out of my head. I've never seen someone beaten that bad in the UFC. It was very dominating. So he loves AI. That's beautiful, guys. So AI is your website can give you. So I'm here to tell you is, I mean, things can do anything for you. A bad reputation where Google will mark it unsafe. Unless you're doing something illegal, like I don't see how emailing is going to affect your website. So the only thing that really affects you negatively is if you do the Google reputation online. I strongly suggest, as a wholesaler, do not have a Google platform for people to rate you. Somebody will always rip you to shreds. I've had realtors do it. Um, it's never the seller, by the way. It's always your competition or somebody else. And honestly, I'm never going to let Google control the opinion because I've helped out getting close to 5,000 sellers. Have I had perfect interaction with everyone? Absolutely not. There's always problems. There's always contracts we got, but there's always two sides to a story. Google is only going to share one. So I don't register on Google because it's pointless. I don't let Google control me. I don't need Google. Um, Even though you're probably watching on a platform owned by Google, which is YouTube. So I'll probably get shut down for saying that. But it's welcome to society, guys. It's um preventing me from signing in a co-marketing agreement. Well, I mean, stuff happens. So um here's a good one. For probates, how long does it wait to call the PR if they haven't responded to my letter? You can't make them. I like the McDonald's Burger King approach. You guys hear this? Not that I go to either one of them anymore unless I'm like really stuck, but I used to like the Whopper at Burger King and the fries at McDonald's. So I would do both. Like I, because here's the bottom line. My son explained this to me when I was a grown ass man, and him as a teenager says, "Dad, why don't we just call him because we're offering these people such a valuable service?" He goes, "I feel guilty if we don't at least give them a shot at it." Now you get chewed out a lot more on it, but I'm telling you, it works really, really well. So I've always been a letter guy. If you guys want the letter, freewholesaling.com, everything's in there for you and you can go there. But I just don't call it a cold call. I call it a warm call. Why? Because it's just you got to be patient with people in probates. And I never call them and say, "Hey, I know your house is in probate." I just say, I got interested in selling the property on Fifth Street. I just want to know a little bit about it. And either they open up to me or they rip me apart every time. I don't care. Now, I've been chewed out on a letter and I have been chewed out on the phone. And if you have the luxury, like I did, is the letters came from Rick and the phone calls came from Zachary. So just I would try to separate them because people get really pissed off on cold calls and really get ticked off on the mail. So either way, I know I'm probably going to tick off someone, but remember, my goal is to help people in the end. Our job is to help sellers get out of their own way. If it's a PR, an executor, somebody in foreclosure, somebody on the code violation set, somebody on tax delinquency, that's our job. Remember, wholesaling, marketing will always be your number one skill set. So guys, if you have any issues, put it in the tickets. Remember the AI territories. I gave you up on the screen. Everybody gets a minimum of one. If you do the annual plans, you get a better deal with it. I'm just giving you a wink, wink. And your AI territories are going to be under the sellability score. So you can upgrade, you can change. And even if you're only doing one zip code, you can change it once a month. So guys, if you got value from today, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and I will see you guys. Zach will be on tomorrow night on the Zach In channel, and then I'll be on Monday night on the Rick In channel, and we'll see you there, guys. Have a good one, man. Stay warm. Stay safe. Stay warm. God forsake, stay warm.